So, in this video we'll be going through what would happen if Zizzy survived, so subscribe and let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off with how this happened. So, first of all, in this timeline, instead of Willow taking Zizzy, she takes Pony away instead in the store map. So, Willow takes Pony back to the refinery and Pony is trapped with Polly. However, Pony isn't as good as Zizzy is when it comes to fighting, and without a weapon, Pony falls and becomes infected. The player and Zizzy go to the refinery to try to save Pony, but by the time you arrive, it's too late. Pony's already gone. In this timeline, the safe place chapter doesn't happen though. In the original game, Willow wanted to take revenge on the safe place for blowing up the refinery, but Pony doesn't do that as he is already infected. So life goes on normally in the safe place, just quieter. A few days later, Mimi uses the radio to receive a military distress call up north, talking about a cure. All of the safe place decides to head north to this military base. However, Willow and the Silver Paw also hear this distress call, so both Willow and Tiggery go up north to this military base as well. Then the port and ship chapters play out as normal. When they arrive at Doveport, Mimi sees Willow's boat, so the group becomes cautious. Most of the docks plays out normally as well, until you get to the end cutscene. In the normal timeline, the player comes across Tiggery and talks with him about the cure. However, in this timeline, the safe place group comes across Tiggery and Willow. Willow notices the player, and gets extremely annoyed at the group. Then, she begins firing. She fires her first shot with her gun. It misses. Her second shot fires. It misses. On her third shot, she aims for the player. As her fingers begin to close in on the trigger, Robbie jumps onto her, stopping her in the process, disarming her. Giraffe collects the gun from the ground, and Robbie tells the player to follow him. You get to Kona's lab, and you interrogate Willow, asking questions about why she wants the cure. She tells you the story of her brother, and you are convinced. Willow tells you about what Pony did to Doggy. At this point, the temple chapter is the same, except Tio comes for Zizzy, instead of you. She refuses Tio's offer. In the camp chapter, Georgie, Giraffe and the twins stay on the surface, with Willow's gun. On getting to the lab, you encounter Tiggery, who tells his story to you. Willow is restrained by Robbie and doesn't fight. When Tiggery's charges go off, Robbie helps him out from under the rubble, and Tiggery decides to help you out. However, Tio becomes furious, and sends a horde of infected. Hundreds of them. Realizing that you can't fight them off, Tiggery grips the dynamite in his hand. He looks to you, and says, "Let me handle this." He ignites the dynamite and lures the infected into a sealed room. Then, an explosion goes off, followed by silence. Hidden ending then happens.